What's going on, guys? First Guard or Andrew here with your Destiny Weekly Reset video. So this week for our Vanguard Nightfall Strike, you have Epic, heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. Berserk, minions of the darkness won't flinch. Small arms, primary weapon damage is favored. Chaff, player radar is disabled. In match game, enemy shields more enemies have elemental shields. For our Siva Crisis Heroics this week, we have Heroic, Small Arms again, so use your primary weapons in these strikes. Chaff, no radar, and Airborne. So if you're a Titan and Warlock, this is a good week for farming for you, because you'll be in the air a lot with your super high jumps. Mayhem Clash is back this week, which is really good for farming Crucible. You get the same amount of rep for 5-minute games, 6-minute games, with basically unlimited supers, so it's really fun if you're, once again, Titan or Warlock with the hammers and the Nova Bombs. And this week I forgot to mention the Nightfall is Winter's Run, which is the Archon Pre-Strike. You can either get the normal version or the Taken version, but either way you can get the Stolen Will with your rewarded Skeleton Key from doing the Nightfall this week. Now if we head over to the tower to see the Shaxx Crucible Bounty, it's Clash this week, where basically you just have to play the game. You get primary weapon kills, assists, and just game completions, ability kills, and all that will give you Nightfall tier rewards, so exotics, strange coins, and post-game Crucible drops, such as the Matador, which is really good for Crucible if you like shotgunning. And we have the Strike Elite Bounty, Sunrise Bounty for Icebreaker, and Merciless Bounty this week from Zavala for your Nightfalls and Strike Elite. Strike Elites can come from the Bounty Tracker. You do those in normal strikes. This week for the Wrath of the Machine raid, it's the Axis Challenge, which is where you have to supercharge every single time. You get up to 400 gear on this. You get a guaranteed exotic drop, a perfected ornament, and you have a possibility at getting the raid ship, which is quite sexy in my opinion. It's one of the best ships in the game, but it's really rare, so if you get it, you're lucky. If we head over to the Iron Temple, which is exclusive to Rise of Iron, but if you're watching this video, you probably have Rise of Iron, so it's okay. This is where you do things like put Plague Lands in the raid, you get bounties for those, and things for artifacts from the Archivist, Tyra Karn or something like that, that's her name. Shiro 4 this week for Archon's Forge bounties has Shock It to Me, Arc Damage to Kill Fallen, Anti-Splicer, Patrol the Plague Lands bounties, Defeat Fallen, and win 4 victories for Captain encounters in Archon's Forge. But the exception is Perfected encounters, because those count as 2 each for Archon's Forge. So basically, if you go to Archon's Forge, you'll get all those done in around 30 minutes and probably rank up in Vanguard or get the Thorn Bounty. For the artifacts, we have Memory of Feltwinter, you lose your super. Memory of Scory, you give your super. Memory of Perun, you see if other guardians have super. Those are all pretty good for trials. I would try Perun in trials and Feltwinter in probably normal Crucible for Night Stalkers, and Scory is really good if you're camping. So this was my first video. You guys can subscribe for every other day Destiny videos. I do like weekly reset, Arms Day probably, and Zerg videos.